targets. It's all about...
Put it in a headline.
T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
Welcome to the Hunters Campfire Podcast. Pull up a chair and join Hurls, Jono and Mark as we share stories from the hunt, insights from the field, and a few laughs along the way. Whether you're chasing game or just love the outdoors, this is your place by the fire.
Good evening, Mark. How are you? Good evening, Ian.
I was reading that it's really important that the first 30 seconds of your podcast is very engaging and very professional, because you lose people that doesn't. So that might explain our problem. So for those watching, we are going to try and improve that. Don't know exactly how. I don't know. Maybe we just have a little thing like, this is what we're going to talk about, or something like that. I don't know.
Well, you've forgotten that the first 30 seconds is very engaging, because that's the intro.
Yeah.
It's pre-recorded. And it's all downhill from here.
Or we could put this, they do that thing where they clip a little bit and they put it in the beginning, and then it goes the intro, then it goes in.
So just find a good section and put that at the front.
That seems it's very popular with the pros. So
sounds like a lot of work.
Does sound like a lot of work. Let's just start with dribbling on about something and we'll see where it goes.
Okay.
Stay with us, team. Stay with us. It'll get interesting.
I think we should not dribble on about anything. I think we should specifically talk about deer.
Okay. Let's do that. I'm excited about deer. Are you excited about deer?
About that.
Yeah, I'm getting excited.
I'm getting excited.
Seeing all the pre-rut posts are starting to appear all over my Instagram feed. Bucks rattling and everyone's getting excited with the countdown. Yeah, it's coming. Feels weird not to be going to New South Wales only for Huntcamp. Normally we're knee deep in merch and prizes and planning, and we've been through the whole booking debacle by now. But
you would have.
Well, now I'm just watching the socials. The normal complaints of they've got to change the system. Like, I've tried to book and it's all booked out already, and it's like people are a month out just deciding to log in now to try and book it. Don't you think we should have an overhaul and more ballots? No. General consensus, no. Just get up, your lazy ass, and book it like everybody else. Sorry if it's you. Actually, I'm not sorry. Get up like everybody else at midnight and book it. Just get yourself organised. It's doable. We've never missed out on a booking yet.
No.
Not special.
I've actually booked a couple of days in April in Nundle. I couldn't get hanging right because there's only like 3 bookings, but there's still days available if you shop around.
We still have available. The operators are standing by.
I got some days where I'm hoping to try and get down if I can. I don't know if I will, but I know if 1 or 2 people are still heading down to New South Wales, so I might try and tag along. And I might still get out for the red deers.
Definitely a crew still going from last year's Hunt Camp, because that chat group's still hanging around. Mm-hmm. Everyone's still chit-chatting on that. So I'm quite keen, if I could get the dates right, just to drop in on someone's camp while we're there and go and say hi to some of the people from last year. I haven't bothered with a booking. I just want to go down and say hi and see what's going on. That'd be good.
No, I'm willing to. So we've got. Well, I'm just counting calendar here. So we've got 5 weeks before I head up. So I'm going up next week to check on cameras, and then another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So that's 3 in total. And then on the 5th week, I'll be up there, which is for me, I think, a week too early. But I've got relatives arriving that week from England, so I should probably make
they know?
Effort to make the
they
effort
should not
of
be
being
booking
here.
trips.
Don't they know?
Obviously not.
You've got to make a stand. You've got to make a stand. You've got to let it be known now.
Yeah.
You won't.
Otherwise, every April they're coming.
That's right.
No, not every April. So that's it. So I've got a bit of a clash. So I'm going to be there a week. So I'm hoping they're roaring, and then I've got the relatives and Easter, and then the following week I'm doing another deer hunt with Pat on a different block altogether that I've never, kind of been near, but never to this particular block. So that's going to be exciting. So I've got 2 different hunts planned, and I will be using the BRX Queensland edition.
Dun, dun, dun.
Queensland edition.
Straightful. Queensland only edition.
That's right, Queensland. No, I think you can use them other places, but Queensland edition.
Anywhere but New South Wales.
Yeah, anywhere but. So, and hopefully the new scope arrives tomorrow, so I can post that many people commented on with the rifle with just rings on it. Hopefully tomorrow I'll close that. I'll have a different image with a scope on it.
Very good. What'd you get?
Predator 4, 2.5
fine.
by 2.5 to 10 by 40,
Probably.
42.
I thought you were getting the Burris. That's why you're wearing the cap.
No, I like the. I just like the Burris cap. It's kind of like just a comfortable old hat and doesn't have that weird trucker thing in it that makes you look like you've got a bucket head.
You're
I've got
either
the
a
Burris.
trucker hat wearer or you're not. Or you're one of these flat peak dudes.
Yeah, well, that's even.
I'm too
And
old
then
for
you
that.
get when you get the flat and the trucker cap combined, like
Oh.
like a redheaded.
You've got to be real trendy for that. Real trendy for that.
No, and I will be taking some photos of it, and in those photos will be my new scope mounting system.
Ooh, new and improved. Is
What?
it?
Yeah, I've just reinvented the whole. I've just completely reinvented it.
Wow.
Just because I like to tinker.
Does it still have blue tape?
Yeah. No, that's the scope itself. The way I cradled the rifle and all that stuff. I've got this. I was doing a gun review and I thought, one of the hardest things to take a photo of is a rifle because it's just like this kind of blur on the background. So I made this thing to demonstrate it. And then as I was working on it, I was going, you know what? They'll just make a very good gun working clamp. So I've made this thing so I will have photos of that too.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's all going to happen tomorrow. If it doesn't, well, I'm kind of stuffed on Thursday. I just got to arrange and throw rocks at paper, I suppose.
Surely you've got something else to shoot.
Yeah,
You've got a few other guns.
I can
Yeah.
take other things.
You got one or two others.
Actually, I could take the Chapuis. See how she shoots it.
Let's stay on the BRX for half a second.
Sure.
So still available everywhere. It's straight pulls have been banned, are about to be banned down New South Wales. You can still shoot with them in New South Wales. Go hard. Get down your state forest with your BRX and go and let loose. You can do it until the
legislation
do whatever they got to do to.
Yeah.
What do? They proclaim the laws.
Proclaim. Like the proclaimers.
Like the proclaimers. They walk 100 miles.
That's it.
That's right.
Them guys.
So you can still, none of those laws have changed yet. You can still go down and do it. So if you've got one, go and let it loose down there. But for everyone other than New South Wales, if you buy a BRX in 2026, because it is Beretta's only rifle, they have shotguns and other cool shit, but, it's their only hunting rifle. If you buy one in 2026 and you send in your receipt, you will be eligible for the 500-year Beretta medallion, which would be very cool. They've got these silver medallions, very highly coveted. You've got to fill in all the right paperwork and get it to Beretta Australia, who send it off to Beretta overseas, who then secret squirrel communicate, and eventually you get this amazingly minted coin.
It's not like just like something that they,
it's not a sloppy piece of gear.
Punch out by the dozen. It's like
not like an Olympic
there's some
medal,
guy, there's some guy in a little castle there at the moment, Ding, 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 ding.
Hoping like hell no one else buys another Beretta rifle.
That's right. All right, 401, 499 to go. 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of gear, the little coin. It'd be good to have a commemorative 500-year coin. I'm disappointed I probably won't get one, given that I don't buy a lot of guns at the moment. But we'll see. Might get one on eBay.
I don't know if you'll get them on eBay. I don't think so.
You've got me thinking now. I would like another shotgun. I'd like a 20 gauge.
I've heard people say that a few times. Anyway, BRX, go get one. There's also another deal that we're going to do. Can we talk about that? Yeah, we can.
Well, we can.
We haven't finalised it yet, but if you do end up getting yourself a BRX in any other of the states, even if you get one in New South Wales before you're not allowed anymore, let us know. Send us details, proof of purchase, and we can organise
some kind of nice thing.
I think it is
something nice.
10-shot.
I think we're talking about an official 10-shot magazine upgrade or something like that. That'll go with it.
A really nice gun bag or something like that. Yeah. So
you'll get a present.
Let's make this very simple. If you buy a Beretta BRX, let us know.
From this date onwards.
Don't
tell our friends at Beretta, but maybe from beginning.
Let's just go with it. Let's go with it. If we get it wrong, we can figure it out.
Yeah. If you got one recently, try your luck.
You're going to get
6
something
years
nice.
ago.
You're going to get something nice from us because we like them.
Yeah, and I'm advocating for them. I love it. I think it's one of the best rifles I've used.
That's right.
I'm a big fan of it. So yeah.
And unfortunately,
if you're still curious.
once once all it goes through, the new ones will be reclassified.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
Which
Get them while you can.
basically minimise your, people's desire to buy, people's ability to buy them. So yeah, go for it.
Get one now, get your medallion, and get a prize from us. How's that for collector's items? What's going to be more coveted, the Beretta medallion or the Hunter's Campfire
10-box magazine?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the medallion.
How many pigs can you kill with a medallion, mate?
Yeah, exactly. You can shoot 10 pigs now.
You can go and buy yourself a box mag. You can't buy the medallion.
That's true. It's pretty coveted.
One's made of plastic with some spray paint on it. The other's made of silver.
Cerakoted. Come on, get it right.
Spray paint, Cerakote, same.
House paint.
I've seen how it's done.
Where's my mag? Oh, look, it'll be similar to. Oh, here we go. That's my sour magazine that Byron did for me. So that's been Cerakoted with the orange and black at the bottom. So it'd be nicer than that. It's pretty good.
Whereas the BRX is the opposite. That it's the reds on the bottom, isn't it?
Well, I chose that colorway to keep with the rifle because with matching. No way, I still get the blaze. So if I drop it on the ground, I can see it.
No. I think that is exactly the same way that the BRX is. It's just that the base black part has got some orange detailing on it. It's definitely an orange magazine.
There's the colorblind person.
The colorblind.
There's the colorblind person.
Says the colorblind guy.
Righty. Okay, so that's the BRX. And before we move on too far, my hunt trip to New Zealand is shaping up to being pretty damn good. I did the unthinkable. Actually, it wasn't unthinkable. I thought about it, so it can't have been unthinkable. But we dropped the host into the pre-trip chat the other day, which has turned into quite a bit of fun. So Cam, our host, he's a young, fit guy. And, of course, we're all training as hard as we can to be ready for big New Zealand hills and mountains and whatever. And, I dropped Cam because he sent me a message and he said, "Oh, how's your training going?" I was like, "Hey, it's going pretty good. We're, doing lots of running, doing a bit of climbing, doing as much as we can." It's like, "Oh, that's really good." That was the end of the conversation. And then I dropped him into our chat. One of the first thing he says was, "Well, if I survive the weekend, I'll be looking forward to taking you fellas hunting." It's like, what? Oh, he's doing a 42-kilometer mountain marathon. So the dude's an ultra runner, and he sent a message the other day that said, I was out running the farm. Not running it as in working it, running as in physically running it. I was out running the farm the other morning, starting to see some good animals. So we're training to walk this thing, and he's just getting up in the morning and running it. So we're all going to be in pain, is all I can say. It's going to be a bit of effort going on over there, I can tell. But it's shaping up to being pretty good. So lots of gear showing up. I've had this week new thermals show up, and sorry, Jono, but
I really wanted to see this.
It was never supposed to be yours. You just jumped in on the email faster than anyone else.
Well,
this is the Burris.
You've got to carry it. You've got to carry it now.
No, I don't. I've got a caddy. His name's
you got a shepherd, yeah?
Blaine's coming with me. He wants to borrow my rifle because he's not taking his with him. So this is called tax, man. He gets to carry it. Anyway, trying to zoom out. That's the Burris Signature HD spotter. It's a beast of a thing. I'm just now waiting on a Digiscope adapter so I can put my phone on it and take video through it. But they're the sorts of things we're dialing in now. New pack upgrade came. So, we've talked about the Tatonka packs before. I've got the Tatonka pack frame, which is the meat hauler frame with the 30-litre pack on it, which is perfect for what we do in State Forest. But I've upgraded the pack now to the 55 plus 10 litre.
Oh, okay.
I still wouldn't call it big enough to be doing like a multi-day stuff if that was a normal pack, but I'm staring at it over here. The interesting thing about the concept of the meat hauler, and I think I've spoken about it before, is you can take your tent, you can take like all of the bulky items and you can put them on the pack frame on the meat hauler shelf. So all of that stuff is out of your bag. So all my wet weathers, which are usually pretty bulky, the tent and anything else that's kind of weatherproof-ish, I guess, I stick it on that shelf and then the pack is left for whatever else. There's not a whole bunch of other stuff that goes in there. A few clothes. I mean, we're taking expedition bags, so we're only going to be ranging away from the car for 2 days at a time. So we've got a base camp in the middle of this property. and then we'll go away for 2 nights, and then we'll come back, we'll resupply, and we'll go out for another 2. Depending on that, that's the loose plan until we run into deer. And if you run into deer on day 1, then you're going to be dealing with that, of course. But it's unreal how much stuff goes on that shelf, and it leaves the 55 pretty much empty for things like first aid kits and a bit of food and a jet boil and all of that sort of stuff. So whilst it's not a giant 80-litre pack, it packs an 80-litre pack worth of stuff quite easily. So I think that's going to work out really well. Yeah, so that's where we're up to. It's shaping up. Cars being booked, big ticket items have been sorted out, flights. All we've got to do now is wait for paperwork. And if you've ever done a trip to New Zealand, or you haven't, or if this is your first year and you're in the same position as we are, you're waiting for paperwork, customs people will not send you your paperwork back until the week before you go. So if you're checking it every day, don't bother. They don't do it early. They put you in the pile that is your week. And when your week shows up, they get the stuff off the pile and they process it for you. They don't process it early. It's just the way they do it. New Zealand rifle license or temporary gun license is the same. They'll give it to you 2 weeks before you go, not before. So people start freaking out that their paperwork's not going to arrive. It arrives. It'll be fine. They have done a pre-check, and I know they've done a pre-check of mine because I got some detail wrong on it. They send it back and ask questions. So they've already gone and vetted the whole thing. If you got it right to start with, they haven't asked you any questions. It's all good. It'll flow through the week before you leave. But that's the nerve-wracking part, because you've got this hunt booked, you've got people organised, you've got cars, you've got food, you've got gear, and you're just hoping like hell that your permits show up so you can take your rifles. Once you've done it a few times, you realise that's just how the process works. Don't stress. Other than that, it's a hell of a lot of banter on the planning page. It's a bit of fun. Hopefully we don't get too many more injuries. I don't know.
Yes, hopefully. So I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast, have we? I don't know I'm out. Yeah. So I had planned to go to New Zealand. I booked flights. I've done all my paperwork. Everything's been submitted. And there, when I upped my training come January, my back's set up again. And yeah, I made the difficult decision to pull out. Just not worth the risk, especially looking at the property and seeing some of those hills that just, didn't want to be ruining everybody else's trip, having to get me backed out, all that sort of thing. So I just made, I think, the right decision, unfortunately. But yeah, I won't be going to New Zealand this time, but certainly want to go. So I'm sure we'll have to go again next year or the year after or whenever.
It'll happen.
I'm still planning on hunting. I think I'm going to do a couple of days on Reds anyway, up in the Brisbane Valley. Just not going to push it hard and stay close to the vehicle and things like that, just so that I can get out if I need to. I'm not going to be doing what I did last year and packing out a whole red deer either. I just can't do it. So yeah, just take it easy. That's the plan. And try to get down to Nundle for a few days, take my boy with me. He's super keen. So what he wants to do is go hunting and fishing. When are we going to Nundle? When are we going to Fraser? Can we go to Nundle today? Can we go tomorrow? Can we leave now? So that's every conversation. His new way of calculating time and distance is using Nundle as a reference point. How long's the drive to Nundle? Oh, so if we're going to go here, is it like 3/4 of the way to Nundle or halfway to Nundle? That's the time reference. Yeah, so that's all the conversations we have at the moment are hunting and fishing. He just plays hunting game on his iPad now. He's like, hey, Dad, look at my shot. Is it okay if I shot him in the leg? And I'm like, no, mate, that's not right. I got a lion, I got a buffalo, I got this, I got that.
Not even on the game.
Shot a lion? Okay. And he's like, have you shot a lion yet? Like, no, I haven't. You going to shoot a lion? So yeah, he's super keen. So I think I'll try and get him down for a couple of days if I can in the school holidays, I think. If not, Mark might join you for the Nundle trip, not Nundle, Pilliga trip maybe in July, I think.
Yeah, so we'll do that, and you can bring your boy on that one as well. Last year there was 4 kids in camp last year. So, so there was 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, along with my boy. The only shooter was the eldest girl, and she was on the 308. So her old man said, I don't want to buy another rifle. I'm hoping to do the same this year with my boy. I want to get him on a game animal. So we'll go down. That'll be one of the school holiday weeks in winter.
Yeah, well, Adam's turning 11 this year, so he's already counting down what he can do his junior. He's like, the day I turn 11, can we go do my junior license? So yeah, he's super keen.
Well, interestingly, I was talking to someone about licensing, and the booking's about 8 weeks in advance at the moment. They're full up. People have just rammed to get licenses at the moment. They happen in New South Wales, but it's also happening here in Queensland. People are charging in to get licenses for some reason up here in Queensland. Not sure why, but they are. Because obviously in New South Wales it couldn't be people coming up from New South Wales, but yeah, the licensing thing's gone through the roof. which was very funny. They said, shock at the number of people applying for licenses. Why are you shocked?
Yeah.
As they said, if you just consulted us, we would have told you that this would have been the impact.
Why would you be shocked? That's right. Okay.
It's silly, isn't it?
So, have you finished with your spotting scope talk?
No, I finished with my spotting scope. Hang on,
He wants to
show
talk
you
about
once
more
more.
cool toys.
Jono. It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It does. I like the cover.
Yeah, it's I mean, this is where I'm going to insert a chime that says ding, and when you hear this ding, you'll know to look at the screen. Yeah, it's got
Ian,
all the,
hold it up. Hold it up.
I'm holding it up. Oh, is that the ding? Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, it's got all the good covers and bits and pieces on it. It's what more can I say? It's an awesome scope. And everyone that I've seen do reviews on them seem to think that they're right up there in terms of quality and being Burris. It's going to be. So the only thing about it is everything we do at the moment is about weight. Like I've changed my ultralight camping chair for one that's 400 grams lighter, and then the old spotting scope
That's right.
5
That
kilo
glass,
brick shows up. You can't get light glass. That's right. So it's heavy.
The only way you get them lighter is to go smaller. That's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, well, it's not going to work.
No.
One thing that I did want to talk about just briefly, and that was ammo. I think we spoke about ammo on a previous podcast, especially when you're trying to get to New Zealand. It's not hard to get ammo to New Zealand. It's just that when you stick it on the permit and you tell them that there's a box of 10 or a box of 20 rounds, you're supposed to return with what went on your permit, because you do an export permit and it lists all the things you're taking. And if you're away for less than 30 days, they use your export permit as your re-entrance permit.
Your
It's just the way
import
that works.
permit, yeah.
It becomes
Does
your
go.
import. So they just spin it around.
They put
Right.
import.
So when you've got one less bullet or two less bullets in that box of 20, it's no longer a box of 20, it's a box of 18, and you don't get to bring it in because it doesn't match the description.
Would they count cases, or is it?
Well, I haven't tried it. All I've
So if
tried
it's
is
like,
bringing in
there's
the
20
wrong amount of bullets.
There's 20 holes and there's 20 things in the 20 holes.
I'm not going to say that you should try and mislead customs, but what if I just slotted in a couple of 308 rounds from somebody else's box of ammo?
I was just thinking.
You reckon they'd even notice? Yeah, casings. You could go with casings. Surely you can explain it. Anyway,
And
that's
it's
what
20.
we
You
are.
got 20 that matches. Yeah. You're not gonna get
20
ballistics.
casings.
One box 20. I don't know if it does or not. Anyway, whatever. I just don't bother taking it, and I go and pick up a box when I'm in country. Problem is that backfired on me this time because apparently they don't have what I shoot in stock. So I've got to move from the Sarco Gamehead 180s and 3006 to 150s, which is, I actually prefer the 150s to shoot. Yeah, one's going to shoot a bit different. I prefer the 150s. I really enjoy shooting the 150s, and they work really well. But he's on a big red stag versus 180s.
I actually
shot placement.
think.
Everyone's going to say shot placement. I know. Shot
Yeah,
placement.
well, let's pretend we're not.
I'm going to replay a statement that you made to me last time, and that was the deer's not going to know how heavy that bullet was.
Let's pretend for a second we're not American Sniper. What
I
found
don't
was
profess to be that
what
good.
I found is the 180 Norma Oryx, which is their bonded game projectile. I found that was a little too mean on reds. It killed them all right. It killed them.
The Normas are known for their expansion though, so they.
Yeah,
It's a good
it killed
bullet.
them.
Yeah.
No blood trail. Oh yeah, there was plenty of that stuff.
Not a lot wrong with the Sarco rounds either, but
No,
No,
and
I shoot.
and I
Sarco.
found the 150s. Yeah, it killed them pretty much. There
Killed 'em
wasn't
pretty
much
dead.
difference. Within, again, once you get past 300 yards, you're going to get a hell of a lot of difference in ballistics. But I found that first year I shot the Oryx 180s, it just hammered that red stag. And that was he was not a big stag, a roughie. It knocked him for 6. Last year, which was a much, Fred, who was actually, he wasn't a bad deer. So I'm looking at him. He was a 5.6. The 150s cleaned him up too.
So you say that, and you'll be right, but ballistics past 300 are going to be quite different.
Oh, past 200, they're going to fly differently. Past 300, it's going to
Even at
it's going to get more.
Which one's going to perform better?
Well,
what do you mean
that's
by
an interesting point. The point was it's going to be speed is going to, because the big fella's going to slow down quicker as it travels through the air. So it's going to drop quicker. So you're going to get a point where, your lighter bullet's actually going to potentially perform better because it's moving at a greater velocity.
So the 150s will
where
shoot
that would
flatter.
be, I'm sure there's a calculator that could tell you exactly that.
Oh, absolutely there would be. I was just curious offhand. So it might be a blessing in disguise, given that we're setting up to shoot out to 500 meters.
Oh yeah, if I was doing that, I'd want a 150, not a
I'd
180.
want 150 flatter shooter. Yeah.
Look, it's still going to drop a goodly chunk. And remember, those listening, of course, you don't need to do this because you've got the little evil genius computer scope that does all this for you.
It's also Burris. It's called an Eliminator 6.
Yeah.
0 to 100, put the dot on it, and wacko.
Remember, if it's 1 inch at 100, it's 2 inches at 200. So you got to keep cranking those dials as you go out. It's not the same, but doubles each time you go out.
Yep. Each time you go out 100.
Well, that's
not
right.
Each time you double the distance.
That's right. So once so if it's 1 inch at 100, that's only half an inch at 200. So you've got to catch up with it. And so once you get out past 500, if you've zeroed at 100, you're going to be doing a lot of dial winding. So if you're going to shoot at 500, it might make more sense. Of course, you don't need to do this because your Burris does this all for you. But if you're going to be shooting, you expect to be shooting out, past 300, more likely than you are to shoot under 300. You might want to zero at 200 or even 0 at 300.
I don't think Ian needs to worry about that, but I did a quick chat GPT and a Sarko 306 150 grain game head, which is 3,068 feet per second muzzle velocity and a ballistic coefficient of 0.322. 0 to 100 at 200 meters will be 3.6 inches. 300 meters will be 13 inches. At 400 meters will be between 33 and 37 inches. And 500 will be 67 to 75 inches.
So 2 meters drop, basically.
2 meters drop. Yeah.
taller than the deer.
Which round was that?
That's the 150.
And what was the 180 at 500 meters?
Let's have a look.
All right. While we look at that, it's interesting, isn't it? I'm aware that the drops over longer distance are going to be significant because we've gone and tested all of that in the field. It's just a shame that I had it ready with. He's dialed in out to 400 and now got to do a swap with 4 weeks to go. But that's the way it is.
Yeah, but you're with your rifles, or not your rifle, that scope, you just have to 0 to 100 and it takes care of everything for you.
Yeah,
so.
the evil.
You still want to test it. Just because it says it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it's exactly perfect. It's pretty close, but it's interesting stuff. Okay, that was all I was going to talk about the.
So I have the numbers. For
okay, so what was Yeah. So what was the drop? It was 75 inches. 75 inches at 500 for the 150s.
150. And so the 180 grain with the 100 meter zero is 2.2 to 2.5 meters of drop at 500. So if we do 2.3 as an average meters to inches, 90 inches of drop.
It's not significantly more. It's only like half a meter.
It's deeper than
fair enough's good enough, Wow. What is it? It's about 20 inches. Yeah, okay.
20 inches. 20 odd inches difference.
Nearly 2 foot.
Oh,
500 mil.
Aim for effect and then adjust. Fire for effect.
The effect is that it drives through the left antler on the 88 and explodes the antler. That's the effect.
So what it looks like. So if you're using an MOA scope, then that's 15.8 MOA is basically your adjustment. Cranking that dial.
Just push the button. Ring, it lights up. It's beautiful. All right, that's pretty cool.
Well, I have a Burris scope with the adjustable turret. Let me find my Burris app, and what does mine go out to? So if I go to my Ballistics and I have my rifle configured with my Benetti Lupo with my Burris Signature HD 3 to 15 by 44 ballistic, and I've got my 306, and I've got my Sarko Powerhead blades 170 grain is what I typically shoot. I like to be slightly different. So let's have a look at my doped card. Mine only goes out to 300. So at 300 with 100 meter zero, that's the elevation is 21 clicks at 300 for me. So I'd hate to know what that is at 500. I don't think I can adjust it. Max range, here we go. 500. Oh, I can do that. Look how good that is. So at 500, 55 clicks on the scope of elevation.
That's right.
Yeah. And I'm going from, what's my muzzle velocity is 745 meters per second down to 489 meters per second at 500 meters. Can I change that to feet?
So it's about 400 and 1400 something?
Yeah, something like that. Doesn't give me an option to change the, but yeah, that's to show you at 500 it'll be 55 clicks. It's a lot of clicking.
How many clicks?
55. But that just shows you, like, if you don't have the fancy digital scope like you've got, if you've got one of these Burruses, or in most scopes now, you just get the app, the Burrus app, the Burrus Connect app, and you can program in your ballistics, your rifle, your everything, your bullet, and you can work out your dope card. You can even do, if you've got signal, you can do what's my wind, and it uses your local wind forecast. So yeah, it's pretty good. Gets your elevation, everything, and adds that in. Yeah, good luck.
Awesome. Thanks, man. We'll see how it goes. We'll get it all on video. Crap, I missed. Never mind. It was worth the trip.
Just remember to change it in your scope. That's all. Because I know last time we tried long range shooting, you didn't change the bullet in the scope.
I know. It'll be changed. It'll be all good. What do you think? I am a hack?
And check it when you get there as well. If you can put up a target or something when you get to the property, make sure you check it, because your scopes are going to get bashed around on the plane.
We'll check.
Most scopes, modern scopes do hold zero, but
yeah, they do. I mean,
you never know what's going to happen.
Zero.
A lot better than they used to.
We'll be fine. Okay, let's talk about something else. Something else exciting. You ready?
Yeah.
The most exciting thing of the week. Huntcamp has been announced.
I was going to say my new shooting sticks.
No, it's not a new shooting stick, and it's not a new pistol. It's Huntcamp has been announced.
Stop.
What?
Pistols. Have you seen?
Damn it! I said the
word.
new.
Have you seen the new Beretta Jaguar B?
No. I would have thought that was a car if you had asked.
No, it is the pistol that we're all buying to get into pistol shooting. It is a new Beretta 22 caliber pistol. You have to see it, guys. It's a space gun. It's Beretta 22.
What is it?
It's a B22 Jaguar. It is just out of this world watching people shoot this thing.
Why?
It's just like a laser gun, but it's a 22, and it's just fantastic and fast and looks like so much fun. So, because I'm going to get myself one.
A B what?
B22 Jaguar.
It's got a bottle opener on the front.
Yeah, it's got that weird little bottle opener on the front. Yeah,
it does look nice.
And when it shoots, the action is straight back over the grip, and then opens up. You know, when it shoots, it finishes the empty.
It does look cool.
15 round magazine.
They just announced it. New South Wales
shot show.
Imagine one of them with a aim point.
Yeah, and there we go. All you can do is take it to the range.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't done my pistol.
No, I went to, when Naya had they had their day at the range. I think I shot around 300 rounds of 9mm. Everyone's talking about, we got the new Barretts and we got this and that. And I said, oh, can I go to pistol range? Oh yeah, sure, mate. I'm just in there all day.
Yeah, when we did the Beretta dealer day down in Victoria, there was just pistols. Just everyone was shooting that, and it was revolvers as well. It was so much fun. But then we got to shoot everything. So on that. And
when we went to that aim point night, at the all we were doing was shooting those pistols. That's all we.
Yeah, I didn't want the rifle.
That's right. Yeah, blah. Give me this thing. So that's it. That's my New Year's resolution.
You haven't got your Cat H, have you?
No, I don't have my Cat. My boy does.
Cat H, really?
Yeah, because when he went for his junior, he did the Cat H qualification as well.
Oh yeah, I did that, but I never did the full application. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, you were saying something?
Something about Huntcamp.
I was lost in the enthusiasm for pistols.
Enthusiastic.
That's good. Huntcamp, the highly anticipated Huntcamp. The dates have been set. Again, I brought it up without remembering what the dates are. What are
15th to 22nd.
The 15th to the 22nd. Is the 15th the Saturday or the Sunday?
That's Saturday to Saturday. That's Saturday to Saturday.
Yeah. So if you're leaving home on a Saturday, you'll be arriving Hunt Camp on the Sunday if you've got an overnight travel like we do. So you'll be there for the Sunday, you'll hunt the week, and then you'll go home on the Saturday following. It's open. So if you are listening to this, then you're one of the first people to hear it. Email me now. If you haven't done it yet,
Operators
now.
are standing by.
Do it now.
What's your email address?
You got to figure it out. It's part of the test.
See how keen you are.
If you don't know how to enter, you don't know how much it costs, and you don't know where it's going to be. But if you make it there, it'll be great. No, so email us at info@thehunterscampfire.net or find us on Instagram or Facebook or Messenger or one of the other things.
Don't respond via the podcast. That's probably the least.
Yeah, don't put a comment on YouTube.
Channel. That's the least monitored channel. Don't do that. Don't put a comment YouTube. Don't respond via the podcast. These are the least monitored channels. Facebook, Instagram, email.
If you don't get a response from us, we haven't read it. So nag again. So we are limited in numbers. Yes, there's a cost. I'll tell you the details when you inquire. I'm not going to throw it out there in the world. But it's going to be awesome. It's in Samba country. It's down on the Victorian border. And it's hosted on private land. The whole issue of the dates that you've booked and whatever rest days you might get or gaps, it doesn't matter. We've got safe storage on private land, and you'll be able to go out and hunt in the public forest when we're there. So hit me up for details. There won't be many spots left by the time I've finished rambling, and you've got your email to us. Trust me.
How close is it to Samba country? You can see them from the camp.
Yeah. We roll out of the door.
See them from the camp.
That's right. The hosts were standing there with spotting scopes saying, "Oh, look, Samba deer." But yeah, isn't this exciting? Off we went. Yes, it's great. Yeah. So there'll be lots of activity. Last year in Hunt Camp, we had our very first trial of cooking fallow deer on the Asato Cross. Thanks to Frank Magali. So he organised the Asato Cross and all of the meat rubs and things that go on it, and we got some deer into camp and we butterflied them out over coals and we cooked them, and they were sensational. This year the cross has been supersized and it's going to take Samba.
It's like all day.
It's happening.
Right,
yes, you've heard it here first. It's going to happen.
Fun.
So that'll be fun. So there will be prizes of immeasurable value for the first person that can bring in a young Samba. We don't want
to eat.
For us to eat on the cross.
Yes,
that's right.
But shoot those females.
Not bring one in the camp with a rope around its neck.
Well, you could do that as long as we can slaughter it on the spot. And that would make life easier than carrying.
As long as you're not too attached to it.
Lead it in with carrots.
Not Daisy or something like that.
Yeah. And there's going to be lots of guests there too.
Lots of guests. Yeah, we've got all sorts of people.
It's going to be a really
threatening to show up.
It's going to be a great camp in of itself.
There's personalities
great
that
location.
You know that will be attending.
Yeah, there's going to be, other than us, of course, but there's people going to be there. It's a really nice camp place. It's got facilities that you can use, shower and toilet, and there's a big semi-open eating area that we can all eat in together. It's got lots of cool stuff. It's really good. And literally, when you wake up in the morning, there will be guys standing in camp with spotting scopes going, there's Samba right there.
It's going to be good.
I've got to get a
so that's Samba camp. It's going to be good. Oh, what did we say? It was August 15th to
20th. August. So it's basically the 15th is a Saturday and the 22nd is the following Saturday. So if you want to let the family know, you might say, I'm leaving on the 15th and I'll be back on the 23rd, which would be the Sunday. Because if you're leaving from Brisbane, it's about a 16-hour drive. We know that because we did it.
Yep.
So
okay.
you'd have
because it is a limited number event, it is open to hunters, not spectators, not friends and hanger-oners. It's a hunt camp this time. As much as we enjoyed having non-hunters in last time, we're reserving the spots for people that can hunt, because otherwise we'll have a whole bunch of people that are taking up spots for people to learn, which we don't want.
Spaces are limited.
That's it, as they say. So that is Hunt Camp. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be effing cold.
I don't even
bring your thermals.
Well, it was funny. Last time we were there, the cold was there before when we were driving up there, it was -6 the night before. We get up there, it's quite warm. And then when we left, remember, they said, the snow came back. So we had a good bit of weather for us. It was
But you
it
could
was
catch,
cool,
yeah,
but it wasn't ridiculously cold.
Mm.
And
You were there late. What time of the year were you there?
I
I
don't know.
don't remember. Can't
Can't
remember.
remember. Can't remember.
It was
I'll
earlier
have to
than
go
that.
back. I'll have to go back and look at photos.
I can talk amongst yourselves. I'll just check.
All right. Whilst we're talking amongst ourselves, I'll talk directly to Jono. I have a question for you,
Okay.
Jono.
Cool.
How's the Alone application going?
You know, I did start it. I have been
It
using
gonna
it
happen,
for
isn't it?
pilots.
It just sounds like
No.
Hey,
Actually-
just you go back into your corner and look for stuff. I'm talking to Jono.
I did start it. I have started it. Yes.
Excellent. Do you need some help? We'd like to help you to make sure that it happens.
I'm okay for the moment. I'll send it to you to proof. How's that?
That sounds really good. I'll put it in ChatGPT.
yeah. There you go.
Until
We'll
next
figure
month.
it out. What is
Yeah,
your
anyway.
what does your lovely wife say about this idea?
She doesn't know yet. Doesn't know yet.
Oh, it's so good. I can't wait. I actually talked about it the other day with someone. I think it was Hendo. I think we just climbed to the top of tabletop on one of our training runs, and we were talking about your application. And he said, "Oh, you should do it." I said, "I should do it, but John is going to do it." So I said, "I don't know if I could take the time off, but it's probably a good time of life to be able to take the time off." So
Here we go.
maybe next time. We'll see.
We'll see.
Info. We were there on the 9th of August.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's
Very
close to.
close.
That's close to parachute as well. I didn't really. I thought it was.
That's right. Well, it was because we went from Samba Camp to the territory. We did a fair few kilometres over those 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So very similar. So we could have -6 and snowing, or we could have +10.
Yeah,
Depends what brews down south, I guess.
It's going
that's
to be
right.
cold.
Be prepared for cold would be a smart move.
Oh, hell yeah. It was cold. I was cold. It was definitely cold. Okay. What else you got?
Can I talk about the shooting sticks now?
Oh, okay.
I bought
You want
myself
to
a new
talk
set
about-
of shooting sticks. I used to have a pair of these bog shooting sticks. I had the more expensive ones, but someone lost them on me, and it wasn't me. So I've just bought these as a replacement. I really use them when I'm hunting red deer because I'm carrying cameras and all that stuff. So it does help with the setup. And with the red deer, I'm sitting on them, watching them for a while. I'm making a shot. So I'm going to give them a try. And also I'm looking forward to having my boy hunt off them this year as well. So that's the latest purchase for the gear. I've got a new pair of boots that are Samba Camp ready. I'm starting to wear them around when I'm walking around here just to wear them out. New set of lowers.
What did you get, Mark?
Rangers. Ranger. Howdy, Rangers. Yeah, 6s. Yeah, I don't like the 8-holes. That's a bit of gear. We might be getting some new gear soon. Won't go into that because it might fall through and might not arrive. We shouldn't get talked about too much, but there's a new product that we haven't used in the past, and we're talking to the suppliers about at the moment. So that might appear on the radar over the next few weeks. That's about it for me in the new gear. I have bought some very old gear. In fact, I bought a pistol made in 1861.
Oh, you've dated it.
Yeah. Wonderful thing about Colt pistols, if it's a true Colt, you just look up the serial number and it goes, that's when it was made.
So whose was it? Did you get anyone interesting? Any history on it? Any history on it?
I think that old's got some history on it, but it's not like, it wasn't used, wasn't, Ned Kelly's
Wasn't Ned
underwear
Kelly's or anything.
Mate, the whole Ned Kelly thing is there's more pistols that Ned Kelly used than shots fired by Ned Kelly. It's like how they'd say there's more people who are in special forces than there was actually special forces. Same thing with Ned Kelly's pistol. Lots of pistols. And the other one is Napoleon's sword. Man, he carried a lot of swords. Thousands of swords. Thousands and thousands of swords.
So many.
Must have had a wagon behind him just bringing them all along.
Just bring his sword. Bring me a new sword.
I won't talk about it tonight, but I might talk about them in a forthcoming podcast. Got a couple of really nice collectibles there, which I will be writing about, but also I might do a bit of a show and tell. Remember we used to do that, Ian, when we first started? We used to do pistol show and tell.
We did.
Yep.
Dreaded every moment of it.
No, you didn't. Yeah, don't pretend. You actually liked it. You actually asked intelligible questions. That's right.
I had to make up my own intelligent questions.
That's right. You had to really ask the questions.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yes.
All right. That is the end of your show and tell. I wanted to give someone a shout out while we're here.
Okay.
And that is our good friend Jason Menzies.
Yeah.
Remember Jason Menzies? He's
just
been on a
ran
couple of times.
Yeah.
He just ran his first 100-kilometer ultra marathon. So he's been doing all of his run training since he found his new love for health and fitness after his diabetes diagnosis. And he's put a hell of a lot of effort into it. Jumped over the ditch to New Zealand and ran the Tarawera 102-kilometre ultra, which turned out to be an insane race because it bucketed down in volumes of meters of water. So the whole thing turned into a mud
Swim.
pit. Yep. My brother was also in that race doing the 100-miler.
Okay.
But there was a point in the track where the 50-kilometre, the 100-kilometre, and the 100-miler converged to get to the finish line, sort of last 20 kilometres or 30 kilometres, like the tail end of the race for some. So once you'd had some 2,000 feet go, like human feet, go across these tracks, it just turned into ankle-deep, knee-deep mud and became almost impassable. So my poor brother bombed out at 125 kilometres before he just said it wasn't that he physically couldn't run, the conditions didn't allow it anymore, and a whole bunch of people had to stop. But Jason finished his 100, so that was good. And it was quite funny because I was watching, you can jump on the live tracker. I think he wanted to keep it reasonably private, which is why I'm sharing it with the world. At the time, because he registered on the tracking app, I assume on purpose, as anonymous. And I knew he was running, but I couldn't search his name and I couldn't follow his progress, because you could go onto the app and and it's got the profile of the run, and you can see their number and where they are on the profile, right, as they're running along. He didn't exist. I could see my brother, but he didn't exist. So I went back to some of his social media feeds, got my stalker on, and I found he posted something on Instagram, and in the very minute detail, if you zoomed right in on it, you could read the bib number of his entrance bib. So I plugged that into it and it said anonymous. Like, okay, I think this is him. So I was able to follow him along. And at the end, I think he might have finished about 2 minutes after he finished. I sent him a message. If you're anonymous bib number XYZ, good job, man. Been watching your progress. Turns out I got a typo and said it was like bib number 1245, and he said, no, I'm number 1254. So I had to double check. But yes, I was following the right guy. And you're watching these guys run 100 miles. I think he started at 4 a.m. or something and finished at 8 p.m. That's a hell of a run.
Wow.
It's a serious run. The 100 milers went overnight. So I went to bed. I went to bed watching my brother.
16 hours.
Something like
that. That's 10 mile an hour.
Maybe I've got my number wrong. But it was early start, and he finished. I'm sure he finished. I don't think he ran through the night. I think he finished later. It might have been 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night, something like that. But I'm pretty sure he didn't run through the night. Anyway, it's good to watch. So good
100 mile,
good on you, Jason.
100-mile ultra marathon typically takes 20 to 35 hours to complete.
Yeah, so what's that?
Many participating aiming for a sub 24 hour.
100 miles is 160 k's. So if you're doing in 32 hours, you're running basically 5 k's an hour. That's pretty impressive over that period of time.
Yeah, so the 100k typically takes 10 to 18 hours.
Yeah, 10. It's 100 k's. Yeah, so if someone's running at the top speed, they're running 10 k's an hour for 10 hours on track, not AstroTurf or tartan track. They're through the scrub. That's pretty impressive.
Well, these guys, some of the top end runners will do that. I can't remember what the times were, but they were pretty insane. I remember as my brother was coming into the beginning of his overnight shift, if you like, first place had finished. And
so if you do overnight, what you can stop for some time, and there's a camping spot?
No, you just stop. There's aid stations along the way.
Yeah,
there might be anywhere between sort of 10 and 20 kilometre gaps for aid stations, and you can stop and have a sleep there. You can stop on. A lot of people stop on the side of the route, on the side of the track, and just have a sleep. They just can't physically run anymore. They just can't go to sleep. But there are people that get hypothermia doing that because they're running, New Zealand mountains, and it can get cold. But it was pretty sweaty there at the time. But
your body resistance is probably quite low at that time.
Oh yeah, I mean they suffer, man. I tell you, it's a battle of willpower and mind power more than physical. I think sometimes doing these things, but I think it's commendable. Like, it's unreal that they've done it. Otherwise, makes me think about doing the 50-kilometre fun run, which sounds insane in its own right. But see how we go. I have signed up for my first ever running race.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
this
Really?
weekend.
Nice.
Yes, the 10-kilometer, after talking about the 100-miler, the 10-kilometer peak to park or park to peak, whatever it is, in Toowoomba. So I'm going to do that this weekend,
Yeah.
just for fun.
Nice.
I used to do fun runs all the time, and we used to do this one in the city where it was after work. It was an evening one, and at one we got into this terrible habit of going to the pub before the run just to see what you could do.
The things we do in our younger bodies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
slosh around. You get 6 beers in you, then go run 5-10 k's and have a slosh around
Yeah.
in Brisbane summertime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got there's a brewery in Scarborough, and the guy that owns it is a ultramarathon runner, and every Thursday, I think it's every Wednesday or Thursday, they have a pub run, I think they call it, where you meet for a drink or you go for a run and then you have a drink at the pub afterwards. So yeah, it's a mix of a drink and a run.
Should do more of it.
No, not the drinking part.
The drinking before running.
Not anymore.
I'll
Not
take a beer.
anymore.
I can't do
Not
I can't do the
anymore.
run with my back. No, with my back, I can't do it.
No.
Ah.
Though I must admit, when I was in England, I did get I did develop a taste for red wine again.
Oh, did you? Winter's coming. I like red wine in winter.
And the guy who's coming out from the UK is like, I don't know exactly the term, but he's like a professor of wine. And I don't just mean he's a smart guy who drinks a lot of grog. He's actually it's actually a qualification that is ridiculously hard to achieve. Only 3 or 4
He's a
people
master
get
of
it a
wine?
year. Yeah, something like that. He's one of them.
Yeah.
He's, well renowned.
Yeah, there must be a master of wine because the two big ones are master of wine or a sommelier. So
Well, I think he's both because he does. He's coming out here to go down the Hunter to be part of to kind of judge at a festival and stuff.
yeah,
So he's
okay.
coming out
Cool.
here to do judging. So he's going to stay with us.
Mm,
So yeah,
very nice.
yes,
Do you like
He's
Hunter's Shiraz?
yeah. Started to develop
Oh.
a taste for red again. So
Very nice.
might take some of the Huntcamp with me this year.
Be the weather for it.
Yeah,
Will be the weather for it. Very good.
just as long as they've got the lamb cooking. I just want lamb.
It's going to be
Lots of
samba.
lamb.
It's going to be samba.
No, lamb, mate. Lamb
Well, that's
and
one
that
night.
tuna.
That's
And
one
that
night.
tuna. That
I did say to Frank in a stirring moment that I'd rang the boys from Hellenic Hunters Club and told them that Frank the Italian was going to show them how to cook meat over their own fire. Woo! Off it went.
boom. And basically, you could hear them getting shovels.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah,
should be interesting. That should be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. All right.
Well, if we're talking about Frank, and let's talk about Frank. One of the reasons we're having this particular podcast is because Frank complained about FIFA politics. No, he didn't complain, but I'm kind of
We did.
glossing that a bit over. Complained a bit. So Frank, talking about deer is for you. Tell your friends.
This episode dedicated to Frank.
Yeah,
Tune in,
there you go.
tune in next week. We'll be back again. Don't worry. Okay. I have a greatest hunt ever story.
Oh, okay. Who's it from?
His name is Jay. He sent this story way back in the beginning, and I forgot.
You probably forgot it.
Yeah. So, who would like to read the story tonight?
So we've got greatest hunt ever story from Jay. So here we go. This story starts with an unexpected and much appreciated invitation to a mate's hunting property. Almost too good to be true. The invitation was to both me and my brother-in-law, Matthew. Trip was organized for mid-rut and prime fallow country. Much banter was had with some very stirring game trail camera photos sent out. The struggle then began. To keep my excitement contained and a level-headed expectation stirred for months. The trip was only to be one night, as I could only get to the property after dark on the first night due to returning from a red deer hunt. I was already on cloud 9, but couldn't wait until I arrived. The property owner, Matthew, who had arrived earlier in the day, waited for me at the front gate. I arrived, turned the engine off, and we listened to half a dozen croaking stags disturbing the still star-lit night. There we go. There, over a beer, quite a comical story was told about the afternoon hunt. Matthew was guided into a group of rutting stags. The owner spied a big spotty-coated stag with an impressive set of antlers and sent Matthew in solo for the final stages of the stalk. He crept into a timbered gully with no shortage of deer or activity. Finally, a shot rang out, and the owner witnessed in confusion the shovel-palmed spotted stag runs hastily uninjured up and out of the gully. As the owner descends from the hill and finds Matthew standing over a dead stag. Now, the stag was a decent stag to be sure, Matthew's PB. He was stoked, only to learn that a stag of much bigger proportions was not 50 yards from where the one he shot. The stag was the same color as the bigger one, and that took the blame for the mistaken identity, which meant under the stars at the front gate, listening to a very motivating calls of stags, the news was told to me that I'm up for the morning, and there was plenty of deer around, with one impressive stag on the loose. The morning came, and the three of us hunted through the paddocks in search of an animal of note, but nothing was in the easy paddocks that fit the criteria of a mature stag or even the spotted beast. As the morning went on, the sun rose to a level that starts to concern a hunter. Hope started to fade. The owner suggested to check the timbered gully near where Matthew shot his stag the previous afternoon. The hope of running into the spotted stag was just wishful thinking. At that stage of the morning, the wind was changing constantly. The timbered gully was full of eyeballs, and our presence was known as we entered the area. Nevertheless, there was a promising croak coming occasionally from the bottom on a large scrape. The does and young sparks were emptying the area like a football stadium at game's end. Disappointment quickly gave way to excitement as the spotted stag himself trotted across the opposite face. With my crosshairs bouncing over his rear end, the trigger finger wanted to fire, but experience and a rational mind spoke louder, and I admired him as he left. That day, I was due to return home to the wife and baby. A pleading phone call was made for just one more afternoon, and thankfully she agreed. The plan was devised to sit above the gully and ambush him, hopefully before it refills with eyeballs. We all walk over early and sit on a log and wait. Sitting for about 3 minutes, I spot a large old stump just meters away. I think to myself, what a shooting rest. Something told me I needed to be there. I set up my Winchester Extreme Weather in 308, armed with my hand loads of 130 grain Barnes TT-SX charged with 2208, and picked up my potential shooting lanes. My eye catches movement. White legs slowly move through the trees, meandering into the scrape-filled gully. My brain, almost stirring itself, thinks, wouldn't that be good if those legs belonged to the spotted stag? And wouldn't it be great if he walked down in front of me into that clear spot? Although it really happens in stag hunting, that's what happened. It was him. A 5-minute ambush, and here comes my opportunity. Those shovel palms came bouncing down the trail. I fed around into the chamber and got him behind the rifle. Shaking a bit, the crosshairs were now on his front shoulder, almost completely broadside. It's almost an uneasy feeling when the opportunity comes. Excitement doesn't seem a strong enough word. The memories of how I executed my next moves will be remembered forever. As he slowed right down to almost a stop, my trigger finger wanted to pull, and my mind this time let it fly. Boom! The stag buckles in much reliving fashion and is left kicking on the ground. The Barnes hit him high, but a bit further back than ideal, smashing through his spine. The walk up to that stag will stay with me forever. He was bigger on the ground than I thought. Photos were taken, so the cape and head. Much banter were handed out towards poor Matthew. It was a day that was almost too good to be true. I can't thank the landowner enough. Once the mount was returned from the taxidermy, he was hung proudly in my shed. My brother-in-law can look at it when visiting. I even named the mounted stag Matthew.
As you should. That's good.
So thanks, Jay, for sending that in. That was awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
It's awesome. All right. If you've got any more greatest hunt ever stories, be sure to send them in. It's been quite a fun segment. And if you haven't seen them, we've released the stories out onto Instagram just as reels and things so that you can go and have a look at them as well. So it's
And what's the prize for
it's all
the?
good fun. The prize at the moment, the prize is still one of two Writing the Echo Down books by Peter Ryan.
Signed copies.
Why did you ask?
Where's mine? Who's
Signed
got mine?
copies. Mark does. It's made it halfway
Okay.
to you.
Okay.
There we go.
Mark's checking whose is whose.
No, he's about to share the
Oh,
inscription in the book.
inscription. I can read a mind. Yeah.
When I dropped the books off to Mark, I think he met me halfway from his place to my place. We had to
The beautiful
just swap them.
Plainlands.
At Plainlands,
Oh,
that's right.
Plainlands, yeah.
Yes.
I handed the two books across, and the very first thing he did was he opened the book to check the inscription, and he was disappointed to read that this one was for Jono. I saw it, he put it down, and then he opened the next one. And he showed this huge grin across his face that Peter Ryan had written this inscription in his book for him. So it's pretty funny. The greatest living gun writer. Yeah, very good. All right.
That's it.
Have we got anything else before we wrap up?
No, not that I can think of. Shooting
We're done.
sticks, lots of stuff on the trail cameras. There's some nice video getting around. It's already up on our Facebook page, especially for people who want to look at red deer behavior. There's a fantastic video I got where you can just see them bashing up a sapling. The deer are below the eye line, but you can see the sapling taking a beating, and end up 3 stags were down there. So it was like a It's like a gang fight down there. They're all going crazy. So
It's good. It's real
seeing lots of deer.
All right. So the takeaways: Huntcamp's booked. Our hunts are booked, but that's less important for you guys. Huntcamp is booked. If you want any merch from the podcast, go to hunterscampfire.net and go to the merch page. You'll find it. If you haven't liked, followed, subscribed, and all of that goodness, we're on Insta, we're on Facebook.
Do it.
You'll find the website. Go and do it. Support the channel, because when you do, you end up getting sort of early notice of some of these events that we're doing. So might as well get amongst it. It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is it. After this podcast, you will hear a a Victorian update from the one and only Barry Howlett from List AA Victoria. So P is for politics. We'll be back next week with Barry, and then we'll try and alternate a little bit and bring some updates as we're finally getting ready for these trips away.
And we're going to try and talk to someone in South Australia because that election's coming up. So that's probably a red hot one.
Voting grounds.
Hot. Oh.
So
Fascinating.
This is for you, Frankie.
We're all done?
We're all done.
All right. Good evening.
We have to replace that music.
Oh,
I like that one. It's great. It's fantastic.
It's good. All right.
See ya.
Rightio, that's a wrap from the team at the Hunters Campfire. We hope you had a laugh, learned something useful, or at least were a little bit entertained. And you feel a little bit more pumped up for your next hunting, shooting, or outdoor misadventure. As always, a massive thanks for the support from our friends at SSAA and Beretta Australia. Whether you're out there chasing game, telling lies to your mates around the fire, or just trying to remember where you left your boots. Stay wild, stay curious, and for the love of all things blaze, stay safe, so we can see you back around the fire next time.